because it is of dire importance. Dire importance. So before it begins, make sure you subscribe. And I have a website, TonyBomboni.com. Check me out on there. Book a service today. I can do an astrology, tarot reading. This video is going to be about astrology. So people always wonder, like, do you do birth charts? No, I don't do birth charts. That's not my profession. That's not my specialty. I can somewhat read them, but I'm not going to start charging people for it. You know what I mean? My specialty is tarot and Reiki, okay? So book me on there, and I can still give a zodiac tarot. And honestly, like, this is, like, I love astrologers. Look, I constantly listen to different astrologers. Like, they're so interesting. I love the subject. But a tarot reading, I feel, gets to answers more quickly, somewhat, you know, because making a birth chart takes such a long time. And reading how this planet is influencing you this way, I just find that the cards tell you right away up front, like, what's going on. And oftentimes, you'll find that they have accurate planetary and zodiac depictions as well. So, that's just, I prefer things done quickly. So, you know, if you want a quick answer, tarot card reading. Just saying. Okay, but that's with all due respect to the astrologers, though, because they work hard and you know, they charge a lot of money for a reason. Like, it's not easy. You know, there's so many connections, and this transits and this squares this in conjunct with it. Like, it's I don't understand it all to this day. I just, yeah. So it's such an advanced study. So I'm not gonna say which, like, I'm not trying to say, like, tarot is better than a planet birth chart, you know, whatever. Like, I'm just saying that's what personally gives me quicker answers. Personally, right? You use your own discernment and judgment there, but I really have to talk about Pluto out of bounds. Pluto. I've spoken about Pluto entering into Aquarius until the year 2043, which we're currently in. But I don't think we've fully felt the effects of Pluto of Aquarius yet. We've started to feel it. Remember, I've been telling you, people are going to start mass migrating. There's going to be a lot of destruction. There's going to be a lot of change, okay? Pluto doesn't care, okay? Pluto will rip everything apart and start all over, okay? So this is a huge transformation period, okay? By the time it's 2043, our world is, and our people are not going to be the same, period, right? So, yeah. Some even predict, like, a pole shift, you know, by the 2040s. So I'm not surprised if that already happens during this Pluto out of bounds. So what is Pluto out of bounds? So it's very hard to explain. In terms of the solar system, you know, Pluto already has an irregular orbit around the sun. So I will just try my best. So it's going to go out of bounds, which, when it's beyond 23 degrees, 27 minutes, you know, when astrologers, they write 23, and then the circle, like the O, the little O. You know how in mathematics they have the square root, right? And you write the little 2 or the little 3 on the top right corner of the number, the little number above the big number, right? Here's the big number 3, and then there's like a mini little 3 in the top right. That's what I'm talking about. So they have a little, like, circle or O. That's degrees. So 23 degrees and 27 minutes, and then they have apostrophe above that little top right corner on the 27, right? That's the minutes. They call it minutes, degrees and minutes. So that determines, like, if you do, like, a full birth chart reading or spread with the 12 houses, you know, you ever see those? Like, there's like a pie of 12, like, cut off little shapes. Anyway, it's hard to explain. But so So each one will have like little like degrees and minutes, like, oh, let's say Uranus is in Aries at 10 degrees, 12 minutes, or something crazy like that. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. All right, so once it goes beyond 23 degrees, 27 minutes, Pluto is considered out of bounds. It's when the sun, like if you were at the sun viewing Pluto from far away, imagine you had like super strong eyes that could see like 3 billion miles away. You would no longer see that mother effer. Okay. When Pluto is hidden from the sun's view, right? That's when it's considered out of bounds, because the sun is responsible for everything. Look, there's a reason the Egyptians worship the sun. The sun is our God in this small pocket of this universe. We're in such a far distant corner of the universe. We really are. It's purposely done that way. Long story short, the aliens kept us hidden for a long time for a reason. So for our learning, our evolution, that's why it's so hard to live here. We're not going to be communicating with other beings quite yet, almost, but not quite yet. So we're hidden in this construct of the universe here. And so our God, if you don't believe in a God, is literally the sun, because the sun dictates what you eat, the crops, and this is from much study in different fields and avenues. And if you look at the Bible and translate it in a metaphor, this is it, right? So basically, and then there's the sun, that's the bigger sun that controls that sun. So let me not get too advanced here. But what I'm saying is the sun rules it all, okay? It determines your temperature, like the food, everything, literally. Like the climate, the atmosphere, the magnetosphere of the earth, the core of the earth, everything is so connected. We're foolish to think it has nothing to do with the sun. We're fools to think that. Fools. So the sun is literally in the middle of the solar system, right? Okay. So the sun, if it cannot see its babies, its children, the planets, it's out of bounds. That's like a little child. Pluto's the tiniest, right? And yes, that mother effer's still a planet. Shut up. Okay. Pluto, when the sun cannot see his little child, he's out of pocket, right? That's like, it's called like out of pocket. I'm dumbing this down for the masses just to make it short, sweet, simple for those who don't know anything about astrology, okay? So, if the sun cannot see its baby, right? If it cannot see its child, it's out of pocket. Like if let's say the child decided to go run off without the mother in the grocery store and she can no longer see her child, that planet Pluto, the little baby Pluto child, is now out of pocket, out of bounds. Same thing, because she can no longer see it. So, dumbed down version. Okay. And I'm still learning. I still don't understand too much. I'm just sharing today what I understand of this. So, what do you think that's gonna do? What do you think is gonna happen? One, mama gonna be pissed. But two, Pluto is gonna act out. You know what's like to be a child, and your mama can't see you, your papa can't see you, and you do whatever the hell you want. That's what Pluto. I'm being dramatic, but that's what Pluto is about to do, baby. No, I don't think you understand. I really don't think people understand the severity of this. I really do not think people understand. I really don't think people are taking this serious enough. Like, what is about to go down? And do you know when it starts? Tomorrow, the August the 28th. By the time you see this, it's already been starting, honey. Yeah. Have you noticed the changes already? Right? I haven't noticed yet because it hasn't went out of bounds yet. While I'm filming this video, it's going to tomorrow into the 29th, some say 28, 29. Okay, I would say 28. Here's why. Because if it is the 29th, it is the 28th somewhere else in the world. Does that make sense? So if it's like the afternoon of the 28th, it's already 29th in Japan, let's say. You know what I'm saying? So it already is going to be felt in the 28th. Okay. All right. So, yeah. It's going to act out because, and on top of that, the fact that Pluto is in Aquarius while it is out of bounds. Oh hell, honey, we ain't ready for this. We ain't. I don't care what you have been through in life. Nobody is ready for this out-of-pocket Pluto energy in Aquarius. We are not ready. You know why? I'll tell you why. I need to sip my jasmine tea. Excuse me. You know why? 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 Okay, I'll tell you why. Because this hasn't happened since the mid to late 1700s. Do you know what happened? I'm going Karen on you. Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened? The wars, the Revolutionary Wars, the Declaration of Independence, massive reform, massive change. Massive. A new country was formed. And everyone's been saying the United States is coming up on its 250th year. Usually currencies, countries, they change massively after that 250 years. Some say 248, whatever, it's right around the corner, right? I don't think people understand. Money is going to change. Let me not get ahead of myself. I have to go in a particular order to organize my thoughts, okay? The last time it was out of bounds in the north end, okay? Because Pluto is slow. Pluto is an misbehaved child. With all due respect to Pluto. I'm not talking ish about Pluto, okay? Don't get me wrong. When I cuss Pluto out, I'm not cussing that baby out, okay? Alright? What I'm saying, though, is he will cuss you out. Okay? So, because it's so slow, he's basically like a toddler, like crawling on the floor, right? He's slow, right? He's not slow in the head. He's smart, but he's slow physically. Okay, because Pluto is slow as hell, right? I'm just trying to help you make sense of it. It takes him a long time to go from like the north end out of bounds to the south end, right? And anything in between. It is a 250-year-old, but that's another thing. The 250, that's a cycle. Once that cycle's up and that last furthest planet, what makes you think we're immune to change? Like nothing's gonna happen. We're just Delulu, you know, all of a sudden. So, that's huge. The last time it actually went out of bounds was between 1938 and 1952, I believe. So that was World War II. But it was out of bounds on the north end, right? We're fortunate because it's not going to be in the north end, it's going to be in the south end, but still, south end still can bring war, still can bring changes massively. It's unexpected. It's mysterious change. It's, you don't know what that child's going to do when that mama can't see what it's doing. It's knocking stuff off the shelves in the grocery store, right? Remember that metaphor like I just said? Go back to what I just said. The mama watching the child and then can no longer see what the child's doing. He's going to knock stuff off the shelves, eat food. He's going to throw a temper tantrum. He's going to push people. He's going to get kicked out of the store, right? So, it doesn't care, right? It just does what it does. So, that's pretty much what's going to unfold. And, you know, so the last time it was out of bounds, like I said, 30s to 50s, but it was north end. Last time it was out of bounds on the south end, which is what we're going to experience now, starting now, by the time you watch this video. It was in the 1700s, child. We haven't been alive in the 1700s. We don't know what this is going to affect in terms of our society today. Okay? No one saw that coming. No one saw any of that coming. Any of that massive change. And anytime it's been going through these cycles, there has been incredibly massive change. That's why I said I don't think we felt full-blown Pluto Aquarius energy until this out of bounds happens. This is it. this is the beginning of a massive reform, okay? This will affect governments, this will affect people. The power comes back to the people during this time. So it's no longer dominant, tyrannical, patriarchal hierarchies influencing society. It's us. It goes back to us, and that all comes down, gets destroyed. Okay? So that's where we're in the good end of the spectrum after all the chaos and craziness in the next 10 years. Because this is going to last till 2035. And let me explain that now. It goes so many directions, so I have to be in a particular order, okay? So it's going to happen until from now, 2025, until 2035. I think midway through. A lot of the extreme end of the changes are going to happen during summertime, during this period. So what do I mean by that? So the first extreme we're going to have, it kind of goes in a scale of like up to down, right? If you look at it in a kind of like a chart. It's going to be from September 11th until I think November 23rd, if I'm not mistaken, maybe around Thanksgiving, right? So, that caught my eye because I've been telling people September 11th, this is going to be the 24th anniversary of that event in 2001. And if you divide that by 12, it's a divisible number by 12. Anything with 12 is, it's all like I said, it's a cyclical pattern. So there's something huge. I don't know what it is in September, but it feels huge. And everyone's talking about September for some reason. So I'm like, okay, could be something then. I intuitively feel November is even a bigger impact. Some say October. So anywhere between, like I said, September and November. Collectively, we all agree something huge is unfolding during that period of time. Several huge events. One after the next. It's a gradual shift. It's going to be gradual changes. It's not going to be boom, but it's going to be gradual as Pluto slaps us 10 times in 10 years. Okay, so these extreme shifts will happen once annually for the next 10 years. So it comes as a surprise. It just out of the blue, right? Unless you're following the pattern. Unless you're following the extreme depths of out of bounds. So it's going out of bounds starting tomorrow when I'm filming this video. But it's going to be in a more extreme angle of non-observation, I would say, during those periods of time from like the sun, right? Best way to put it. So, during those extreme moments, the events will be more extreme. So the first extreme event, I think, is going to be very extreme. Here's why. Because I feel like the fact that this is not going to happen again for, I've heard some astrologers say hundreds of years. Some said it over 1,000. I think they're just saying that just to summarize because they really don't know. Most people I've been hearing it's not going to happen for the next 3,000 years. That's huge, okay? That's enormous, alright? It's literally going to go through all the zodiac signs all over again. 250 years in Aquarius, 250 years, not Aquarius, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, during the age of Aquarius, let's say it's going to pass through the whole age of Aquarius and then go through deep into another zodiac sign until it goes out of bounds again. That's like the 2,000 plus year cycle plus another 1,000 years. Like, it's not going to happen. That's, let me do the math real quick. How many generations is that? Can you even think of how many generations? Do you know what year it's going to be by then? Time won't even exist, obviously, by then, but like, the human race is going to probably be traveling through different galaxies by that point and beyond. Like, that's going to be the year 5,000 something. What the hell? So isn't like the end date of humanity like the year 5079 or something like that, according to mystics or whoever? So yeah, I don't think we can even conceive the next 70 years, not to mention 3,000. So we just might exist in a different dimension or form, who knows. But what I will say is Yeah, some people think this might be the 5D shift. Some people think that this is just going to be, maybe some people think this is going to be a nothing burger. I highly doubt that, because as you can see already, so much change is happening in our world. The money is changing, and this will change currency. This changes money, finances, the way financial systems work and operate and function as a whole basis of society. So, that's going digital. That's what Pluto does. It's about technology, and in Aquarius, it's going to change things technologically. It's going to advance us technologically. So that linked with money, obviously money is going to go poof, digital. It's not going to be real. It's not going to be something you physically interact with anymore. I mean, you barely interact anyway with money anyway nowadays, because you always use your credit card, your Apple Pay, your watch, your wrist. Like, you know, some people are already starting to scan with their wrist, literally. Like, it's just, it's not going to exist, period, right? This could look like how we operate in terms of money, meaning like maybe there will be something with like universal basic income. The AI is going to explode. You know, people are like, oh, we're in a bubble, it's not going to go AGI. Bullcrap. Bullcrap. We all know what's coming. But it's just the devil, the dirty devil, always plays tricks, always tries to deceive last minute before something huge happens. You have to start testing things in the spirit, guys, in the coming 10 years. Stop listening to what just someone tells you or what media says. You have to test in the spirit. What is this really meaning? What is the symbol behind this? If they use a certain color, why are they using that color? Start questioning everything. There's no more excuses. Because if you want to make it through these times, honestly, you have to start testing things in the spirit. Okay, so, yeah. It's no longer a time to be a fool, okay? No more excuse. So, yeah, Pluto will test you. Pluto will, depending on where you are in your chart. So let's say, if Pluto is, I'm sorry, let me backtrack here. If Aquarius is within the first 10 degrees, so let's say 0 to 10 degrees, that degrees I was talking about earlier, okay? Of your chart, anywhere in your chart, it depends on which house. It's going to affect different things, okay? So if it's in 2nd house or 10th house, it's going to affect you first. So if it's Aquarius is in between your 0 and 10 degrees, it's affecting you first, alright? The first wave will affect you, okay? So just know that. It will be a testing time. It's like the biggest test of your soul, basically. So, that's why I said a lot of people are just not going to make it, because Pluto is about death and destruction as well. That's part of its transformation. So, everything will change, okay? The weather, the climate, it's going to go out of pocket, though. Like, I don't mean to scare people, but like, it's seriously like bad, like good for the long term evolution of humanity. It's like all for the good, you know? Like, it's all gonna be okay eventually. Like, people in the 1700s came out of it. People in the World War II came out of it. You know what I'm saying? The baby boomer happened, right? That was the blessing out of the bad stuff that happened. A new country was formed, you know, freedom from the old system, you know, from the 1600s to the 1800s. You know how much has changed? Like, that those years got those poor people out of that change and into a better society, more civilized society, starting to use horses and exchanging with, you know, a currency. And again, money changed during that time. You know, they went from, let's say, silver or whatever the hell they were using to fiat currency. And then during the World War II, like, it had to be gold back, or I think it was taken out of gold back. I don't know. But anyway, it started being petrol instead of gold back currency. So that's again with the finances, you know. NATO, the UN were formed after the alliance of World War II. So that was also massive reform, massive government change. But again, that was the north end, right? You see what I'm saying? During the 1938 to 1952 period and era, that was power to governance, right? During 1700s, it was power to people. Now we're going back to 1700s power to people, right? So, this may appear bad to some, this may appear great to some, right? So, it just depends on your mindset, honey. Honestly, like, your mindset is what shifts your reality. It's not about what happens to you. It's all happening for you, because what I mean by that is things have to test you sometimes. If things trigger you, if you no longer wish a certain way of things to be, but you can't do anything to control these changes, you have to find peace within your heart. That's the only way out, is within. So this will test that. This will test your inner workings. You will have to dive deep during this time. Pluto asks you to introspect, asks you to look within yourself for all the answers, and it's going to be hard. Some people are, again, it's just going to be too hard, too much for some people during this time. It's just not going to be tolerable for some people. So, think bigger picture. Think long term. What is this going to achieve for me, for society, as a collective? And again, that Pluto Aquarius is no longer about me, narcissism, right? It's about us, we, they, them. It's going to be a collective gathering. The people claim the power. It's no longer going to be one person ruler. No longer kings or queens. I think that's over. Anyway. It's going to be the collective, the overall democracy is going to, true democracy, not as we see it today, is going to come back, where the power is given back to us folk, us hardworking people, okay? Alright, so I hope that gives you a broader perspective on it, but with as much detail and accuracy as possible, okay? So, it's going to be exciting. Like, I'm freaking excited. I really am. I can't wait until tomorrow onwards and what's to come. Just to notice the energetic global shifts, and like, you're gonna start hearing about a lot of stuff. I promise you. You're gonna start hearing a lot. It's gonna be probably an intense ending to the year. It's gonna be a little bumpy, so buckle up. But then it's gonna be, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be peaceful, because once this shakeup unfolds, it's never going to be the same. The first shakeup, I think, from September 11th through November 23rd, is supposed to be very turbulent, I feel, because even though it's going to be gradual shifts in the next 10 years, it's going to be turbulent, because this is the last time this is happening for the next thousands of years, right? So I feel like this has to end with a big shebang. I really do feel like this is it, guys. Like, maybe that's why I can't prophesy beyond 2035, I didn't know why, but now that I know about Pluto out of bounds, I'm like, that makes sense. My cards have been saying it too. I've been channeling and asking. I've been seeing with clients too. This Pluto is going to affect a lot and a lot of people, and yeah, so nothing is really going to be stable during this time. I want you to know that. You cannot plan during this time, okay? I've been saying that with the last video with Pluto going into Aquarius, and that's why we have to talk about it again in terms of it going out of bounds, because like I said, again, remember, Pluto is going to continue to be in Aquarius until 2043. Out of bounds is happening from now until 2035, so that's a huge chunk of Pluto in Aquarius is going to be out of bounds. That alone should blow your mind. I don't know why people are not listening to this. Like, why astrologers are not posting about this more. A couple weeks ago, I've seen like maybe 5 videos max out there. Now I only see like 10 videos max about this subject. Why people are not posting about this more is baffling. Honestly, it's a little frustrating, because it's okay. I think it leaves a nice surprise for historians too when they talk about what happened during this time, because let me tell you something, the planets do influence more than we think. Mathematically, scientifically, statistically, like, it really, truly does. It is proven through the record books that there has been massive change and shift during these periods of time. It is not a case of where people are like, oh, the clock is only right twice a day, the hands on the clock. This is recorded in textbook. I don't know what else to say, or how else to warn, or how else to, say it or put it. Our world is never going to be the same after this. You thought 2020 was great. Oh, honey. No. That was just a quick kickoff, pretty much the age of Aquarius alone, right? Not only that, we are in the age of Aquarius. It's not just Pluto and Aquarius, it's double Aquarius energy plus out of bounds. Like, plus if you have a lot of Aquarius in your chart, child, you gonna feel it. You finna feel it, child. I actually do have some Aquarius in my chart. I don't remember exactly where. I will look at that and see if it's within the 10 degrees, see if this is gonna affect me first. Could you imagine what that does when it's out of bounds in the extreme format in a Mercury retrograde? Oh, I hope that doesn't happen. Oh, give us a break. Oh, but anyway, it most likely will, because Mercury does go into retrograde a lot. I do recall something or another, one planet going into Leo, or is in Leo right now while this occurs. I think it was Uranus, I believe, and that's going to affect things socially for sure. I don't recall exactly, because I'm sorry, forgive me, but there's just so much with astrology. It's hard to remember everything. This is not a scripted video. I'm literally just doing all this on the top of my head, honestly. Because I've been doing this a long time, so I'm used to that. But like, it's a lot, you know. Yeah. So, just as a quick refresher, Pluto in Aquarius is going to bring a lot of people mass migrating, moving from their homes, getting kicked out, having to go to another country, you know, already been happening, right? So it's going to trigger a lot of this unrest for millions of people. There's currently a country already evacuating because of floods, a whole country, okay? Because of these changes in climate. So it's already here, you know, and I've been saying even about Neptune and Pisces, how that's affecting the floods and the waters. Why are people consistently saying, no, God promised we're not going to be flooded like Noah again? Have you actually read the thing? No. He's saying just that specific region. He promised to protect that holy land. He didn't say the whole world. That was their own world. There were different worlds at the time. One world was here, one world was here. The world was called like a group, a society, a people, a village, whatever the hell, right? So he promised to protect that world and never flood it again. He didn't say the whole earth. If there's a pole shift, when, not if, when, because it's already been shifting again, scientific, look it up, do your research, do your homework, do your math. Do you not think that's going to cover the whole earth in water? Of course. So we are really, as a society, ignorant to think that that won't happen. Collective, even hypno-regressions have been saying this is going to occur. Like, I don't know how many times to repeat myself. Like, we've had record flood warnings. The whole country, the whole earth is just having inundations with water, and that Neptune and Pisces is going to bring more of that until it officially gets out, I think, in October, November. I thought it was November at one point. Now it seems to be October. I feel like I'm jumping timelines because sometimes I research one thing and I'm like, okay, I make a mental note, it's going to happen then. And then months later I research again and it says a completely different month. And I'm like, am I just jumping timelines? I think I am. It's messing with my memory. But anyway, so I think it was like October 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, is when it's over. But it's going to happen during Out of Bounds. So Out of Bounds might look like a lot of flood water. That's my prediction. Allegedly, entertainment purposes only, this whole video, okay? I'm not claiming anything to be true or prophesying anything to be factual information. You know, I don't mind giving dates because that holds people accountable to say, okay, you know, if you were, you know, inaccurate in some way this time, you can correct yourself and, you know, do your best to be more accurate next time, or just not give dates. So far I have been correct with my dates and predictions, and it's not just predictions, but according to what I'm seeing in terms of the planets and their alignments. So I'm going to continue sticking with that, and by the end of November we should see major shifts already. Just beginning. I have a feeling, just my feeling, what I think, if you want my honest opinion, I feel in the spirit it might have something to do with the country, the nation of China. There could be a conflict there. I also feel it's something to do with this artificial intelligence thing. I feel in the spirit like there will be something huge come up there. feel again the weather, there will be just an inundation of water somewhere. Like it's irreversible. It does so much damage. It just, yeah, the people have to permanently relocate. It's permanently flooded. And so those are my top 3 intuitive gut feelings. Again, Pluto's mystery. This out of bounds is like, it's the unknown. It's, you don't know, you can't see. The sun can't see what the child's doing behind the grocery shelf. Like, who knows what's going on? Who knows? You don't know, right? So, I'm foolish to say, I know, right? It's just my, like, first downloads that come to mind. What I feel, based on what we are experiencing at this moment in time. And what we haven't heard about in a while. It's usually something you don't hear about in a long time, right? It's usually out of the blue, like, oh damn, like, okay, I knew that was gonna eventually happen, but it slipped my mind. I wasn't thinking about them or that person or that place or that people or that nation for a while. I should have known that was coming, but wow, I still didn't see it coming. That kind of energy, right? Exactly. So, that's how it's going to affect us. But again, it's not about, oh, that just happened. Oh, they're just having that conflict 6,000 miles away. No. These are changes that affect us collectively. Okay. Excuse me. So, I just feel like all we can do is just spiritually prepare and understand the gravity of these changes, and just hope for the best possible outcome, because it is going to be a better outcome after all this hell, okay? It's going to be, fast, okay? Even though it's a slow planet, it makes gradual changes. The time is going quicker because we're now in age of Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius. So it's going to be like slow in some ways, fast in others. So it's going to be distortions of time, and your timelines are just going to feel, like I said earlier, distorted. You might not know what's real. Again, the mystery is part of like the AI thing, right? Like, we don't know what's real, what's not, right? So that's gonna twist your brain like a pretzel. Some people are saying, oh my god, the aliens could be now, okay? I'm not saying yes, but they've been talking about some craft or something coming by November, December. They keep changing. They're like, oh, October, December, November. Like, who the hell knows, okay? So, just, keep living your life. Keep enjoying your currency while you got it, because, child, that's gonna change. The whole crypto thing, we're entering a crypto digital era. It's just what it is. Scan with the palm. That's just what's coming, it's already written thousands of years ago. So, but what comes after that turmoil and hell? Peace, right? A time of peace, right? So, it's like the final end of the roller coaster ride, okay? So you might as well just buckle up and enjoy it, child. So, I want to see if there's anything else socially, like your friend groups are going to change a lot, like that's going to be extreme. So anything that I've been telling you about Pluto and Aquarius is going to be extreme during this time, okay? But like, bam, once a year, the next 10 years, extreme waves, right? Up and down, okay? It's going to feel like you get those little breaks in between for a few months, 9 months of the year break, 3 months of every year for the next 10 years, intense, right? But those 3 months are going to propel us forward to the changes. So I would say this is the next decade of massive shift. And to kind of look at it that way and kind of keep it in the back of your mind, like whenever some bad events unfold in your year, even personally and collectively, just know we're probably under that intense phase, okay? And to kind of breathe through those moments, maybe listen to a lot of ASMR, I don't know. But now is a great time also to book a service, like a reading, because you are channeling while this energy is taking place, right? I'm actually going to post a newsletter on my website about this soon and give some more information on it, because it's this important. I want people to be aware that this is happening, so you don't think you're going crazy, because how to handle this new energy, because the people in the 1700s didn't go through that. They did in some minor ways, but we're going through more intense shifts, okay? To those people, we would look like glowing angels. That's how higher vibration we are collectively. That's why we're attracting technological advancements and upgrading and feeling lighter and doing things quicker, and we're traveling quicker because we're higher vibration. So to them, we would look like we're glowing and maybe even invisible. So this is why things are quickening. They call it the quickening, and rapidly intensifying and shifting for our betterment. But it has to destroy the old. It has to be sad. It has to be crazy. It has to make you angry. It has to make you go nuts, right? And so start looking at people. You're gonna notice that already it's been happening. I'm seeing people going crazy in public. Like, they're gonna start acting crazy or funky. It's gonna bring about a lot of stuff. That's another thing I haven't talked about yet. I still foresee people turning, like, physically, like their flesh, like, actually changing and turning, and like, yeah. So this could look like, God forbid, allegedly entertainment purposes, a new illness or something that comes out where people literally change. Like, it's gonna be that extreme, in my opinion. In my honest opinion. This is not fact, okay? It's just my guess, my best guess and prediction. It has to be something that is so drastic that it changes society for good. Like, it's a moment that when we look back, we'll always remember this in history, and it's going to be like nothing that's happened before. I really do feel that in the spirit. So what does your intuition say? I want to read it in the comments below. And again, I don't mean to scare poopsies, especially because this is an ASMR video, but, you know, get excited. You know, this is going to be huge. Of course, other zodiacs are going to feel it, not just Aquarius, but if you have like Aquarius rising, Aquarius moon, you know, look up what that means to you. Aquarius in a certain planet, look up what that means to you, especially if your Pluto is in Aquarius too, okay? So I think that's everything, honestly. As much as I could cover it, as intellectually as I could. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. I hope you have enjoyed. And I will see you all very, very soon. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoy this content. Make sure you check me out on TonyBomboni.com for your own personal zodiac tarot card reading. I will see you all very soon.